What do you do when the world hands you power no one should ever possess? Aoko Aozaki never asked for greatness, but greatness forced itself upon her, brutal, relentless, and irreversible. She is the fifth magician, bearer of a mystery lost to time, a flame burning in a world of shadows. But behind her lies the strength of a woman weighed down by isolation, by loss, and by a past she cannot escape. It is not power that corrupts, but fear. Fear of losing power corrupts those who wield it. Aung San Suu Kyi. This quote resonates to the heart of Aoko's conflict. Her fear isn't of death or failure. It's what her power might do to others, of what she might become if she stops restraining herself. Aoko's life is defined by control, control over herself, over magic, and over time itself. But fear poisons that control. It isolates her, warps her relationships, and turns her gift into a prison. The true horror is not what she can do, but what she might do if she lets go. Stay until the end as we encounter the lonely path Aoko Aozaki walks, the burden of inheriting a miracle, the rift with her sister, the ghost of a normal life she'll never have. This is not just the tale of a magician. It's a tragedy of a girl who became a weapon and never stopped paying for it. This is the story of Aoko Aozaki, a magician, a sinner, a survivor, and the one woman who could tear reality apart if she ever let herself. To uncover the truth of Aoko, we must delve deeper into the events that transpired in the past, before Melty Blood, before Tsukihime, before Shikitono. Aoko's sister Toko was the heir, brilliant, precise, and everything the Aozaki name demanded. And Aoko? She was the younger sister, the lesser on the totem pole. But fate doesn't care for bloodlines, it only cares for sacrifice. At a young age, Aoko was unexpectedly chosen by her grandfather to inherit the fifth magic, a decision that shattered her relationship with Toko and thrust her into a world where she neither understood nor desired. Misaki Time became her cubicle, a seemingly ordinary place where secrets simmered beneath the surface. Here, Aoko encountered sorcery and the weight of a legacy that was forced upon her. She would meet Alice and Shojiro, and they formed a fragile bond, a makeshift family stitched together with kindness and pain. But Aoko's world would never allow happiness to grow. Not for long. The inheritance of fifth magic was not a gift, it was a scar. It granted her the ability to manipulate time, a power so vast and incomprehensible that even she didn't fully grasp its limits. Yet this made her a target, a living miracle in a world that feared miracles. Still, she held back. She restrained herself. Alco fought not to become a magician, but to remain human. Her tragedy lies not in failure, but in her survival. No matter how much power she had, she could not fix what magic had broken. One character that could be seen as a mentor to Alco is Alice. Alice guides Alco through the traditions of the Mainster witches, but with emotional distance. This detachment underscores Alco's isolation, even among those closest to her. Shojiro Shizuki is an anomaly in Alco's world. His simplicity, genuine kindness, and untainted perspective offers her a glimpse of normalcy. However, the vast chasm between their worlds, his innocence and her burdensome responsibilities renders their bond tragically unstable. Then there's Toko. Once the rightful heir of the Aozaki's magecraft, she was denied her future when Aoko was chosen instead. Feeling betrayed, Toko's resentment runs deep. The familiar rift is a constant reminder of the price Aoko paid for a decision that was never hers. These relationships, each fraught with their own complexities, contribute to the overarching themes of isolation and despair. Her connection with Alice and Sojiro offering fleeting companionship, while her fractured bond with Toko represents the personal cost of her inherited destiny. Aoko Aozaki isn't the protagonist of Tsukihime, but she is the spark that set its tragedy in motion. Years before the events of the story, a boy named Shikitono teetered on the edge of death. His body was broken. His soul was marked by a curse that let him see death itself. In the midst of this trauma, a woman appeared, red hair glowing like fire in the dark. Aoko Aozaki. She didn't heal him. She didn't undo the damage, but she gave him a chance to live with it. The mystic eyes of depth perception were a curse that let Shiki see the fragility of the world, its cracks, its faults, its inevitable decay. In order to help him, Aoko stole enchanted glasses from Toko to seal the curse away. This act, seemingly small, further strained their relationship, but it gave Shiki hope. To him, she was Sensei, a strange, powerful woman who appeared and disappeared like a dream. She gave him the tools to survive, and then she vanished. Her absence is as heavy as her presence. She is barely mentioned in Tsukihime, and yet her shadow lingers over Shiki's every step. Aoko isn't a guiding hand. She is the match that ignites a slow burn, and even that small act feels like an unbearable kindness. In Melty Blood, Aoko returns, but not as a savior. She's no longer the mysterious teacher. She's a walking anomaly. In some roots, she plays a pivotal role, whether it be influencing events from the shadows or creating White Len. But she's never present for long. She moves like a ghost, always running, always one moment from disappearing again. Aoko Aozaki is not a hero. She is not a savior, nor is she a guiding light. She is a woman burdened by miracles, forced into a life she never asked for, wielding a power that cannot be shared, taught, or undone. In every incarnation, whether it be the fierce redhead who walks away from the world or the brown haired girl who burned down her own past to stand alone, she is a magician who refuses to act like one, a teacher who isolates herself, and yet in the silence leaves behind people remember her. A boy calls her sensei. A sister never forgives her. A world that runs on secrets quietly shifts because she chooses to act. Aoko never asked to be understood, only endured. It is both a blessing and a curse to feel everything so very deeply. David Jones. This quote perfectly encapsulates Aoko's paradox. To wield the fifth magic is to stand on the precipice of time, and yet Aoko chooses restraint. She feels the full weight of the lives around her, and unlike so many in her world, she doesn't run from the consequence. She doesn't retreat into the cold logic of magecraft. She suffers, deeply and quietly, because she cares. Ako's story is not one of triumph, it's one of cost. She lives between what should be and what must be, where power demands isolation, and love is a luxury too dangerous to hold onto. Her legacy is not written in books or sung in tales. It's etched in broken timelines, scattered memories, in the hearts of those she left behind. She teaches us that our actions have consequences, that even miracles come with blood, and that the strongest thing a person can do is walk away. So now I ask you, if you held the power to change everything, but had to lose yourself in the process, would you still choose to burn that path alone?